California is considering the unthinkable. When will people stand up for themselves? So for those of you that don't know, California will start, or rather they are considering charging people 30 cents per mile for driving, whether that's an EV vehicle, or an e-vehicle, or a gas guzzler. You choose. They are considering this because the gas tax in California is taking a nosedive, not a nosedive, but it's taking a dip because people are ditching their gas cars and getting EV vehicles. And I keep saying EV vehicles when it's electric vehicles. Anyway, so the problem, guys, is that 30 cents per mile. In California, you drive everywhere. I mean, unless you live in LA or San Francisco or one of the places that have mass transit, train, and bus, that's going to hit you in the pockets hard. And everybody travels. There are people that travel an hour or two into LA, into San Francisco, because they live in the outskirts somewhere else, right? They live in like San Bernardino, or maybe that's too far, but you get my point, that people travel in, like people traveling to New York City from Long Island or Jersey or Massachusetts, right? So people from different areas travel into California. Now, this is only for California residents. I don't think this is going to work for people that live in neighboring states that travel into California to work. I hope it doesn't. Still, 30 cents per mile, because you wanted to push everybody, or you were suggesting everybody get e-vehicles. You were suggesting everybody give up their gas guzzlers, give up their gas controlled cars, or run cars rather, or vehicles, and say, we'll switch to this. This is better on the ecosystem. This is better for our health. But now people are doing that. Now you're like, whoa, wait a minute. We're losing money on gas tax. We're going to have to charge people 30 cents per mile. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, that's not going to go anywhere. It might not, but when they start running pilot programs, that's always almost a guaranteed segue into initiating this without ever asking the public, without ever putting it to vote, without ever asking anybody else in the political realm, should we do this? They start a pilot program, and then before you know it, they got a few million people on, and then that's that. Now, for anyone who signs up for the pilot program, shame on them. Now, the pilot program, I don't think they're going to charge people. What I think is going to happen is it's going to be like a study. They're going to have 600, 700, 1,000, 2,000 people in this program, and they're going to run it like they're taxing or taking money out of their bank accounts when they're probably not. They're going to give them like fake money, whatever it is. And they're going to see how it works. There are people that are hanging on by a thin thread in California when it comes to finances. And now you're going to implement this new tax because the tax you put on gas is now drying up because you went out of your way to tell people, you know what, we should be easy on the gas cars. Let's all get EV vehicles. There I go again. Anyway, you want people to get an EV vehicle, an electric vehicle, sorry. You want people to get an electric vehicle, but now that they're doing that, now you're like, oh my God, my money's drying up. Let me see how I could fuck people in the ass with a spiked dildo. I got it. We'll charge them 30 cents a mile. Now, I don't know what the mileage is, or the average mileage is for Californian driving in and from work, but I know in New York it's like 50, 60 miles. So if you did, and that's a day. And some people, and a lot of people actually, it's 50, 60 miles in one direction. Never mind back and forth. Never mind two. So if you did the math on that, 30 cents per mile a week, times that a month, times a year, that's fucking out of control. Now, Californians, because Governor Newsom suggested that, I think they should be at his house. Just an idea. The governor's mansion or wherever he's held up, just go there and visit him and make his life a living hell for 48 hours straight. Playing loud music, playing The View on mega microphones, mega speakers, whatever has to be done to get their point across. Now, interestingly enough, here in New York, well, not here in New York, I'm still in I'm actually in Virginia now, I think. In New York, Kathy Hochul put a kibosh on the congestion pricing. So they're not going along with this, but instead, she came up with a last-minute tax for New Yorkers to start paying. Now, I didn't read too much in it because I couldn't get past the title of it, but I'm definitely going to do a video on it once I get a little further into the article. But she came up with a new tax in lieu of the congestion pricing. These governors, guys, they're always looking for a way to tax the American people. We, and I said this before, guys, not we, but the country flipped out over 2 to 3% tax on tea a long time ago. And people were flipping out over that. They keep taxing us until we can't afford to live anymore. And it's starting to catch up with even the rich. Even the rich are like, yo, this shit's out of control. What the fuck's going on? I got to go back into acting now. I got to go back in the you know, selling hookers and whores. I got to go back into OnlyFans because they can't afford their lifestyle anymore because of inflation. And not even inflation, guys. That's not even part of inflation. That's called corrupting greed. When you start taxing your citizens and you come up with the bullshit excuse of, oh, we need to keep the roads up. We need to keep this in play. No. They need to keep their pockets fat and they need to keep their lifestyle in order. So to do that, they tax us and they come up with these ridiculous taxes. I am pretty sure, guys, there are taxes out there that were shot down on a state level, city level, and federal level that was shot down. And I'm pretty sure if we looked for them, we could see the silly taxes that they were going to go through with and it was shot down. But again, guys, they keep throwing shit against the wall to see what sticks. That is what politicians do. They don't do it for our sake. That's a big fat no and a lie. They don't do it for the betterment of the American people. They do it for themselves. And they do it to see how far and how much they can get away with before anything is actually done. A revolution is needed. We need, and I said this before, 20 to 40 million people to get on board with this. If we can get that in those numbers, we can start a revolution. But until we get those numbers, we can't do anything. We can't fucking fight. We can't, because it'll be like spitting in the wind. If only a few thousand of us did it. A few tens of thousands of not enough. A few million, not enough. We need 20 to 40 million to enact some shit that would scare the shit out of politicians. To one, stop having them tax us, and two, stop having them cater to groups of people instead of the American people, right? And when I mean groups of people, stop catering to blacks, stop catering to women, stop catering to the LGBT, who's getting the larger piece of the pie, by the way. And if you think I'm bullshit, look up how many days the LGBT has. How many grants does the LGBT get? How many tax breaks does the LGBT business person get? Sorry. Look up all of that shit and then tell me I'm lying about how they cater to just certain groups of people. You got to cater to the American people, all people, not just one group. Anyway, guys, taxation is getting out of control. Something has to be done. You choose how you want it to go down. But needless to say, guys, somebody's going to have to shake that fucking tree really hard to get their attention. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.